Spoof broadcaster, the BBC, is again in trouble as its breakfast show falls foul of post-Leveson rules on aiding and abetting the separatist cause. In early sport news reports, the BBC ran with irrelevant cricket, motor racing, football and rugby stories before sneaking in a report on the Scotlandshire women's curling team, who had just been crowned world champions. The reporter even unnecessarily mentioned the success of the Scotlandshire men's team, who had also won a recent world title. Sadly, this bad situation was made all the worse by a Braveheart-leaning report on the ancient, beautiful game of golf. Substantial damage has been done to the cause of preserving our glorious union by this sloppy broadcasting. Let's now watch how it should never be done.
Morning. We've got, just for you, Bill, because we talked about it earlier, we've got Lewis Hamilton talking about his pit stop in the wrong place coming up in just a moment. But we're actually going to start with the cricket. Not great news for England, who are facing a humiliating series defeat after slumping to 90 for 4 at the end of day 4 of the third and final test against New Zealand. Scotland have won the Women's World Curling Championships in Riga. They narrowly beat Sweden 6-5 in the final. It marked a remarkable turnaround in fortunes after Scotland had twice lost to Sweden in the earlier stages of the competition. Captain Eve Muirhead secured their victory with her final stone. Muirhead's younger brother Thomas won the World Junior title in Sochi 2 weeks ago. Tiger Woods will have to wait a little bit longer to regain the world #1 spot. That's on hold after a thunderstorm halted play at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Before that, Sergio Garcia played this. Look at this incredible shot. He hits a one-handed backhand out of a tree. An unbelievable effort for him. But he did have to pull out of the tournament.
Once the angry UK complaints started to flood in, BBC Breakfast immediately dropped the story from the next sports roundup to be replaced by a real sporting hero of Great Britain. Let's fast forward to the later clip and watch the BBC restore the correct balance of having zilch, zero, nada, absolutely no good news about Scotlandshire. Later in the week, Stuart Cosgrove, of pirate radio show Off the Ball, traitorously highlighted this issue again to the listening public.
Yeah, it is indeed where we are, Tam. But of course, we've got Andy Murray, and we've got our women winning the curling. The world champions, fantastic. Eve Muirhead and her rink.
We are clutching at straws.
No,
when would we ever talk up curling in this show?
I always talk up curling in this show. Always talk it up. Great sport. And I think that actually our women winning the world championships, I thought it was a disgrace during the week. I'll give you one or two examples where the BBC Network News was covering games involving League Women's Football in England. There was a Liverpool-Everton game that I think they've got a contract to do more women's sport. I broadly accept that. Nothing wrong with that. But if you've got a commitment to covering women's sport, if Scotland are winning the World Championships, why are you covering near live Everton and Liverpool playing a 1-1 draw in a women's football game?
Well, to be fair to BBC,
absolute joke.
Was Miranda Hart in to do with the curling team?
No, she was not.
No, so why are they going to show it?
Exactly.
Come on, get a grip.
The Prime Minister, who is pure raging, has ordered an immediate investigation into the lack of British state propaganda at the BBC. Johnny Bossaman, head of bias and current scaremongering at BBC Scotlandshire, is dismayed that a broadcaster would allow such separatist good news to be aired. You can rest assured this reporter will never resort to such poor standards of journalism or betray our United Kingdom. Nat Hunter, BBC Scotlandshire, outside the building that houses the collaborators of Salford.